Hi, in this session, I'll be explaining about aggregate query. Aggregate query helps to aggregate in the select query itself rather than writing above logic to loop and do the aggregation. When aggregate function are used, the select statement bypass the table buffering. Its disadvantage, the table is buffered. And we need to remember the columns of type string and raw string cannot be used in aggregate functions. Pooled and cluster tables as well does not support aggregate functions other than the count star. If we have already used for all entries in the where conditions except count star, we also can't have any aggregate function. By adding a group by clause at the end of our select statement, we group together the fields to give a total value for each group field. So the group by will group the fields, and by that we can do the aggregation like sum, the count, any other thing. And null values are not included in the calculation of aggregate function. The result is a null value only if all the rows in the column contains null value. Let's see how to do a sum, aggregate function sum. You can see sum of seats occupied. But remember, we have used other two fields char ID and con ID. Ensure that you also add these two fields in the group by. Remember, when you are using aggregate function, all the fields before also should participate in the group by. Order by is optional, so what order you want to project or present it, but in the aggregate function, group by is required and group all those fields that is there before the like the group by before the aggregate function. Next is average. We need to say, for example, we need to get the average of net price from this table. Okay, then we can use the average. Average determines the average value of the columns, and average is generally used for only numeric fields because you can get an average of numeric value. Similarly, max gets you the maximum value from the column. For the column you specify, select the maximum value. It will give you the max value of that field in BBAP. It's similar to max is minimum. It gives the minimum value of that field in the table. Count gives how many records. You can count the specific column or count star, which all the records. You can count the value of how many material numbers, count how many material numbers in BBAP. So it's count in specific column. With count star, you're not restricting with the specific columns, rather it gives the total number of records. That's all about few of the frequently used aggregate functions you can use in select queries. Thank you for watching.